Hey guys, we've got a special guest today who's going to be helping me out. Gentleman's name's Adam. Hi Adam.
Hello.
Right, he's an everyday hero because he's going to be able to help me out on this journey. Now, one of the things I've set this guy a task because he's got a skill base in video editing. See, I didn't say photo editing, that's on video editing. And he's going to be helping me out looking at the last 6 videos that we threw up. He's done some homework and he's understanding where am I perhaps able to improve a little. So, welcome to the show, Adam.
Hey, no worries. I don't know about the hero part or the expert part. Essentially for me, I've just been having to play with YouTube and video editing, sound editing over a period of time now with a colleague of mine, and have our own channel that's going along swimmingly. Not millions and millions of subscribers like some, but you know, we're making headway, and I thought I might be able to share some of the lessons that I learned over the last little while.
Excellent. Well, you already kicked me one. The whole putting your mobile phones in flight mode is a godsend.
Yes.
So that's a really big one. If anybody doesn't know that, effectively, as your phone is in flight mode, you're not getting any WhatsApp or SMS messages coming in. Therefore, it's not disturbing your video. So,
well, and interference, because we found with some shotgun mics, and particularly the cardioid mics, we found that with some Wi-Fi signals, and certainly the cell tower signals, will give you a buzz on some of the mics. We learned that the hard way after having about 5 of our episodes in the can, and them essentially being not the greatest audio in the world. So flight mode, lesson 1, young Padawan.
Excellent. Well, thank you, Yoda. Why don't we get into looking at the first area that you've picked up? I bet I know what it is, but I'm not going to say anything.
Yeah, cool. So I essentially watched your first videos. Let me say that the 30-day slam, looking forward to the 30 days. I think it's great. Looking forward to the growth in the different areas that you're concentrating on. And it sounds awesome.
Just a quick thing, my chest is smashed. I did chest workout
good.
This morning. I am totally smashed. I did to complete failure, and I've got one more workout to do after this video, so I'm killing myself. But I'm having fun with it.
Arnie's rule was going to failure. So man, if Arnie did it, then you're on the right path.
For sure, and he's the governor.
That's right. That's right. The ex-governor.
Ex-governor, wow. In my heart.
So I just watched the first, what are we at now? I think there's been 6 episodes that you've uploaded so far.
Yeah.
And I essentially just grabbed a couple of things that I was looking at right at the start, I guess, and just jotted them down. So I can just start reeling them off and we can talk through each one.
Great, so number 1.
Number 1 was something called color grading. So probably called lots of different things.
What if my face is naturally pink?
Naturally pink or really, really white. But essentially what color grading is, for those out there that aren't sure, it's probably known by other things. It's known as color grading in Sony Vegas 14. That's the software I use as well because I find it most user-friendly. And essentially, it's adjusting your gamma, your contrast, your brightness, your saturation, you know, your RGB, and as complex as you want to make it, Vegas makes it really easy. But essentially, what you're doing is you're updating the color that's been captured to make it appear more natural. That's essentially all it is. Because you'll find when you're shooting in different lights, you may not have very good light. It might be a really sunny day. It might be indoors under a fluoro or a CFD light or something like that. So the idea is to, just as you would do with photo editing, is grading your color so that it appears more natural throughout the whole video. Because and for the ones that you've shot, there's been a number of scenarios where you're changing scenes. And the thing is, with the cameras that you use, you might find that if that's got the same setting, you want to do that in post or post-processing workflow. So that's where you're getting in and really adjusting that. Varying levels of pink, that's right. So, So Sony Vegas makes this really easy to do, and maybe we could bring up one of your episodes if you like in Vegas.
I've got my screen being shown here, so
Okay, cool.
I think you can see it, right?
Yep, I can see that now, yeah.
This is the episode I think I threw up this morning, and yeah, so we've got, this is a goal setting session, and I'm against kind of a rock coloured wall. I've got a white board behind me, and I'm wearing a grey shirt, and I'm coming across quite pink in the face, if you can see this photo here.
Yeah, and you can see on the board there, it's really quite white and very contrasty. You can't really make out much of the words. I know you've got quite a good camera, so it's really picking up your face, and you're very sharp in focus. You can see that board is quite contrasty, and the white balance in the camera is being thrown out a little bit by that, which probably even the best cameras, and your camera's pretty damn good, is still going to have dramas with that sometimes. So we have the wonderful little thing called color correction or color grading that we can do in post in your editing software to fix that. So
I've got Vegas open, I've got this picture open. What am I doing? How am I doing?
So as far as your workflow goes, I would suggest if you know if you've got one main clip that you're using, I'd probably suggest doing this at the start. It's a lesson that I've learned because a lot of our footage will be at least one or two major clips, and I've made the mistake, unfortunately, too many times where I have cut the thing to pieces across, lots and lots and lots of channels, and then gone, crap, I need to color grade everything, and then that's a process of doing every single one separately. So I guess step one, consider doing it at the start, because then it doesn't matter how you cut the thing later, it's already done.
Yeah, but you can, the other thing you can do is, if it's the same clip you cut up, I think you can copy and paste events.
Yeah, so you can save your settings, and then it's a lot easier to just go in and just drop it down, and we can have a look at that. It's just one of those things. If you have 2 at the beginning compared to 35 or 40 at the end, it's just getting that edit finished as quick as you can. So it's as simple as going into, at the end of your clip there, there's 2 little icons. We want to go into that one, I believe.
Event FX. All right, so we open that up.
And we want to go, normally just go into Vegas on the left there, and then color. Now there's a number of different ones in here that you can use. The ones I tend to use the most is brightness and contrast, but then also color corrector. So probably color corrector to go in. As you can see, there's white balance correctors, there's color matches. You can absolutely get stuck in and start playing with color curves on histograms and that sort of stuff. That's all too insane for me and just takes too long. So I just normally go straight into the color corrector. So probably delete the, well, we can have a look at both if you want. Normally I'll just roll with the color corrector these days because it's powerful enough. So you definitely want to make sure that your footage position is looking at the clip that you want to edit. Otherwise you're going to be making all these changes, not seeing anything on your preview window. So like you can see, we're in the right spot. So basically you can completely change your RGB there. I don't tend to even muck with that at all. The things I'm really interested in are saturation, gamma, gain, and your offset. So you can see straight away there, color is in color saturation. This is obviously how much color we're pulling into the photo, into the video. So you probably dial that back a bit, yeah, like it is there. Your gamma in this case is going to make a good difference, I would say. If we're pulling a little bit of that out, we're definitely going to want to play with some contrast in this one as well. Have a play with the gain there, see what happens if you pull that one back a bit. So it's a bit of a balancing act and finding what's gonna. It's all right. And if we flick over to your brightness and contrast, pull some of that contrast out of there and see what that does. So I mean, you've had quite a bit of experience in the photo editing side of things, so it's probably not too dissimilar to that.
Yeah, no, with Lightroom it's exactly the same, but I didn't even know these options existed, so...
Yeah.
I guess I'm trying to... I think that's pretty good. I think
So we're starting to see now, you can actually see some of the lines and the writing on the whiteboard there. The blacks in the mortar.
We're probably going to see it a bit better, I think.
Yeah, so the blacks in the mortar is actually starting to contrast really well. The picture frame is starting to, it's still a little bit muddy there, but it's starting to look a fair bit better.
That's kind of the differences.
Yeah. A bit more highlights.
I still think I'm a little bit too pink still.
So yeah, that's getting a bit better. Sometimes it can be good to skip forward or skip back a little bit in that particular clip, and you can do that with that screen open. So if you just sort of make the screen a little bit smaller or something like that, because you can resize them. Yeah, and then just sort of go a little bit earlier in that particular clip. Can be sometimes I find pretty useful to see, well, what are the effects all the way through, and just touching on a couple little spots. Essentially, until you get into a posi that you're pretty happy with what that's looking like.
It looks punchier, I think. Wow!
Yeah.
So, yeah.
That's a thumbnail. That's a thumbnail right there.
How do I do that? I don't know how
Lift
to do
off.
a thumbnail. How do I do that?
Really quick, if you're on your preview window, which you've got on the top right there, on the top bar there's the save disk, the one to the left of the save. You can either save the snapshot or just do a copy, the one to the left.
We can save that, and we're going to just have a file, I guess, called
thumbnails. And then basically all I do is, I don't even save it, I literally just do a copy, jump into Photoshop, open a new file, Control V it in there, and then play with it from there. And then you've got a full quality thumbnail direct from the video. So
very good, very good, very good.
So if we're happy with that, we need to go back in there. Did that window?
Go. Audio effects.
Yeah, into video effects.
Yep.
If we're happy with those, this is the next bit is actually saving that. So we call it, you know, blah blah, whatever because you might find that you've got like an outdoor for your particular camera. If you're shooting in an area that's you regularly in and regularly have the same sort of lighting, you might find, okay, well, I'm going to save myself some time in post by calling it something, hitting the save, and then in that drop-down box, you'll have that as a preset.
Yeah, good. That's brilliant.
So this is where, say you've got a number of these clips. So for example, on the other one they've got there 2 clips forward. On the bottom there where you're in the same scene. So now we go back to contrasty and what have you. I like the color in that one a little bit better on the cupboard. If you go back to the first one we just edited, see it's a lot darker.
Yeah.
It's a lot more color on the.
So we're still not right on the.
Easiest way is there's a little icon on that'll drop you straight into it.
So if I go down, it's on a saturation topic. Let's have a look. Gamma.
And gamma's pretty good. Maybe then we just need to pull down our brightness once the gamma's up a little bit. No, it's making it worse.
That's making it better. Contrast.
That's not bad. It's a lot softer.
Yeah.
And then don't forget to hit your save button before you go back out and lose those. Well, now you can literally just go. If you just hit the icon on the bottom right of the next clip, yeah, and drop in. They're already there, so just drop in your color corrector and your brightness and contrast. Double click each. and then just go OK, and then just do your drop down box, and boom, there it is.
And it does both, does it?
Yeah, well, and for each of them, so you've done brightness and color, and then the color corrector.
I don't think I saved the other one.
That's all right, you can easily just go back in. If you close that window, go back in, hit the icon again on your...
Actually show you a trick here, I think. Have a look at this. Right click, we go copy, and then I right click on this one, and then I go paste.
Oh, paste the attributes,
Attributes, boom. And that's how you can kind of flow on quickly. I
That's
learned
good.
that with audio because I was taking hiss out of sounds.
Yeah,
and
right, you could just do
and I was just
multiple.
going bum 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 with the same filter.
Yeah, beautiful.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I've always just gone to the events and then just cut and pasted those. And in saying that, like I said, if especially if you're doing it right at the start, you find you normally only have to do it maybe once, maybe twice, but you kind of get all that out of the way before you really start, properly editing.
So what's the next topic you got for me?
Next up that I jotted down here is eye contact.
Eye contact?
Yes, that's the one. So I guess from all the research and the reading and what have you that I've been doing, eyeballing your audience is key because that's your engagement. You want to draw them in to your world and your story so that they're engaged with you. And if I'm looking over at my flippy little screen here like I'm doing right now, compared to eyeballing you straight down the barrel of that camera and telling my story to you down the camera, it's a totally different world.
So I should not use the flippy screen. Maybe that's the easiest way.
Yeah, well, I was just going to say, so if you've got a flippy screen, turn the thing over and then it's not distracting you. I guess the whole point really, of having a flippy screen though, is to make sure the thing's still recording so that you don't do a piece of camera for like half an hour and then realize, oh crap, I didn't get any of that. So for me, I've just I still catch myself doing it every now and again, but for me, I definitely like the reassurance of seeing the little red dot up in the top right corner of that screen in the corner of my eye, so that I know that whatever I'm doing, I'm actually capturing. But just training yourself, I guess, to eyeball that camera. Some things that we did in the early days, if you're shooting, is to actually print on an A4 page. I literally just got, a blank piece of paper and literally just wrote on it, "Look at me," with an eye and eyelashes.
Big pointing finger up at the lens.
Yeah, and I literally just stuck it to the bottom of the camera so that it constantly reminded me, because we were sort of looking just all over the place and spending too much time looking at each other and all this sort of stuff in the stuff we're doing, and it just sort of really tried to remind us to start training us to just stare down that barrel.
That's fantastic feedback, and I know it's something, my eyes are like, going everywhere. So that's
so
awesome.
it's just one of those things, I guess, as far as your, because and for your content too, right? Like you're sharing your story and your strategies and your plans and what have you with, all these people out there. So pretend they're standing right in front of you, and if you were talking to someone about this face to face on the stuff you've done in the last 6 episodes, you wouldn't be looking all over the joint. You'd be looking at them and talking to them face to face. So I guess that's the secret sauce there, I guess, is treat it like it's a person, like this actually stand in front of you.